welcome to my AEW Dynamite and Collision and Wrestledream preview. My God, that was a mouthful. So I'm going to be talking about the double taping that happened last night for Dynamite and Collision, and I'll also be doing like a quick preview of Wrestledream. Just to say to subscribers, I should be covering Wrestledream. I'm not totally sure if I can at the minute, but I'll let you guys know sort of on the day. So I've got a lot of other stuff going on that day with filming and this, that, and the other. As per usual, just to let you guys know that basically this will be on as a YouTube video in like a day or something like that. So if you want to have a preview of Wrestledream, that'll do quite nicely. You can have it the day before. And also it will be on YouTube podcasts under Geek Boy A Wrestling Story, which is my podcast for anyone who doesn't know. For subscribers, obviously, like people won't know that this has been queued up on the time it's been. For subscribers, I do apologise for this not being earlier in the morning. There were various shenanigans and fiascos going on at House Meta last night and this morning, thanks to our vaunted neighbours mostly. And basically, long story short, I couldn't watch Dynamite and Collision, and also it was a 3 hour show that I completely forgot. And basically, I couldn't watch it till like literally about 3 hours ago. So I've literally just finished watching it all because I was watching Dynamite thinking, oh, I'll be able to start doing my live stream and getting my video ready because it's only a 2 hour show and I can rush through it and I can get on by, I don't know, like midday. Then I realised to my horror that I'd forgot that it was also a Collision taping as well, so that's why it took extra long. So many, many apologies about that. And yeah, swig of water for the slightly stressed working man. Yeah. And then at the end of all this, basically, I'll talk about what I'm getting up to and my schedule for next week, because things are going to be changing a little bit in the world of Geek Boy Meta due to slightly annoying personal circumstances. But basically, this show of Dynamite will be from now on, it's going to be Thursday evenings because I literally, with the schedule I've got coming up, will not be able to do it in the middle, first thing in the morning, sadly. So the Dynamite review from now on will be at 10:30 on a Thursday night. So that's 10:30 on a Thursday. But I'll let you guys know all about that at the end. Anyway, so last night, so they started off with Dynamite, and it opened up with an interview of Rene Paquette with Chris Statlander and Tony Storm in like the same room. So how Rene Paquette usually does the one-on-one things, but it was like done live as Dynamite went on. And basically Stat and Storm were getting really annoyed with the questions, and they, I think it was Storm that turned around and said, "Oh no, it was Stat said, is the interview over?" And Rene said yes, and she said perfect. And Storm and basically Stat run off to the ring. Storm rips a jacket off. Stat throws the title away, and then basically they end up absolutely battering each other at the ring. Both had an opportunity to hit each other with the title belt. I like the way that Storm looks a bit more like I really should hit her, but Statlander was just sat there saying, "Go on, do it," and Storm did exactly the same thing. So it was the usual. I'm assuming Stat is a face now. She seems to be a face. Because she's had a bit of a weird arc recently, because she got the title basically with no build up from out of nowhere. Then the day later, she ended up getting well, the Dynamite later, she ended up in this story with the Death Riders, and then she told Moxley to go and well f himself, and then she ran away with, I think it was Harley Cameron, and then she's in a blood feud with Tony Storm. Literally, so all this has happened in the space of like, I don't know, 2.5 weeks or whatever it's been. It's like, it's, I'm an old man. I like my slow wrestling builds. That was a bit sudden for my liking, but like I know obviously wrestling's changed and this, that, and the other. So yeah, so that was the way it started. The next bit was this was the highlight of the night for me. I thought it was absolutely superbly done. Hi, AL, you all right? Yeah, I'll get on to that in a minute, dude. Let me just get through this first because I've got an interesting lineup for you. Um, so Darby Allin and John Moxley had this like cinematic, like how WWE have been doing it recently with like when they had the thing with Roman and Cody last year at the football stadium. They had this thing and it looked like there was like a glass plate between both of them, like you'd have at a prison, with like an inmate and a visitor, um, and they were both just talking, obviously talking trash to each other. But I thought it was really interesting when Darby turned around and said, "There's not a minute that I don't think about joining the Death Riders, and I do agree with your cause." And it's like, whoa, that's a bit of a wrinkle for a face to say. Um, I'm just trying to look what else. Sorry, I've got my notes over here. So, um, yeah, Mox was really good in the promo. I do like the fact that the Death Riders, have, especially Mox, have kind of improved. It's getting better since um, Mox lost the belt, basically, because beforehand, as like a lot of people know who follow me for wrestling, the Death Riders storyline was truly abysmal. I did not like it at all. I thought it was completely not a waste of time. But it has got a lot better, to be fair. But towards the end, Pac comes from out of nowhere and smashes Darby Allin's head into the plate glass window. Um, and it was really well done, actually, to be fair. I mean, the specks of blood that came on the window were like really, really well done. Gimmicks, obviously. And then Darby sort of falls to the floor, and then Mox walks out. Um, After that, it was that so I had to rush through a few little things to get to the point where I was doing now, but the demand went over on the Hurt Syndicate. It was kind of an okay match. Basically, Ricochet came in at the end. Like I said, it was a bog standard sort of tag team match. Ricochet comes in with the Spirit Gun and hits Shelton, I want to say it was. Um, and yeah, basically, they went over, but they're also facing each other in a tornado tag this weekend at Wrestledream, which I'll get onto at the minute. So they've had like 5 lots of tag matches for something like that in 2 or 3 weeks, which I know they've got a feud going, but it's like, couldn't you have just done a couple of singles matches like you have, I don't know, Lashley against Bishop Khan, or just mix it up, or have Ricochet against MVP or something along those lines. It was a bit weird how they did it again. Next match was, this was probably, in fact, this was that match of the night for me. Claudio Castagnoli versus Roderick Strong. I won't even describe it. I'll just say technical masterpiece from two absolutely world class wrestlers. It was an absolutely fantastic match. Sort of match I love. Bit scientific, story behind it, cadence to the performances and the moves. Yeah, very sort of technical, scientific wrestling match. Like I said, I won't be able to do enough justice by describing it, and also my descriptions do suck sometimes. But Claudio ended up going over at the end by, I mean, this move was insane. So Roddy sort of pops up, and Claudio's ready, and he does the European uppercut that he does, and he uppercuts Roddy as he's falling down from the air, and then basically it's just a KO. It was a really good ending to the match. So shout out to both of them, lads. Funnest match of the night, he says, look at his notes, was Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express versus the Don Callis family. Now, if you'll bear me a second, I'm going to have to look away because I need to describe everything that I saw. So there was a bit where there was a slow tag between Kenny Omega and Darby Allin. Darby Allin, good God. Jack, that would be weird, wouldn't it? And Jack Perry. Because obviously they've got a feud going, and Kenny was like, oh, I don't know if I should tag in or not. And eventually he tags in, crowd goes mental. Also, shout out to Josh Alexander. He was really, really good in this match. Such a brilliant, gifted technical wrestler. What else? I've just put that it was a really, really hard hitting match. Jack Perry actually sacrificed himself from a spear that was intended for Kenny Omega. I think it was to come from Mark Davis. So it's kind of muddied the waters a little bit now, whereas Omega hated Perry a couple of weeks ago, and now maybe they're going to be friends. I don't know. Usual face versus face turning into friends kind of thing. Also, I was just going to say from my notes, shout out to Mark Davis. So obviously Mark was in a tag with Kyle Fletcher. Um, Aussie Open, I think they were. I think that was Fletcher, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm fairly sure that they were the Aussie Open guys. I'm sure they were anyway, but um, he was brilliant last night. Absolutely brilliant for such a big man to move that well. I mean, obviously, I know a lot of big men nowadays have to move well. It's not like the 1980s when you can go plodding along at a glacial pace. But yeah, no, it was he was really, really good to be fair. So Omega and Jurassic Express go over. Then the Bucks hit the ring. They start attacking Jack Perry, and then obviously Omega comes in because obviously him and Bucks have got a relationship, and I guess they're still storyline friends, but I thought they were kind of enemies because I'm sure the last time that they faced they were enemy. I don't know. Anyway, so Omega's like, bro, what are you doing? And then Luchasaurus comes in, chokeslams both of the Bucks. Everyone ends up outside, and then Luchasaurus, like I said, just try and see this if you can do on YouTube highlights or whatever. But Luchasaurus basically picks up Jack Perry, walks him along the ring like Undertaker style back in the day, and then Jack Perry does this flip and does a moonsault on like Bucks and like members of the Don Callis family, and it was absolutely insane. So that was, I think, for my liking, Roddy versus Claudio was match of the night, but this was definitely the funnest match of the night for me. And then after that, it gets a little bit skippy. So Jamie Hayter went over Sky Blue. Hi Johnny, you all right? And yeah, it was an okay match, not not anything to write home about. But the main bit of the match was my girl Tekla, because when uh, try again. When Sky Blue was out there and obviously Julia Hart was outside the ring, I was like, yo, where's Tekla? What's going on? But she actually did a backstage segment, and like honestly, it was so good. I mean, I loved, as anyone know who watches these, I love Tekla. I think she's absolutely brilliant. I think she's one of the best wrestlers in the world at the minute, and I'd say top 5 wrestlers that I enjoy watching it the most in any promotion. Honestly, I can't speak highly enough of the woman. She's absolutely fantastic. So she's going to face Jamie Hayter at Wrestledream. I don't think there's any belts on the line or whatever. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And then there was the Ops versus LFI. Yeah, it was all right. Basically, long story short, Samoa Joe tapped out. I don't know if it was Roosh. I think it might have been someone else. And Hangman Adam Page was on comms, basically putting Joe over, and yeah, made Joe look strong, and then they had a little bit of face down and blah 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 blah, the usual stuff. After that, let me have a look because I am forgetting where I was. Yeah, so they had Collision after that, and I want to say it was Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly lost to, who did they lose to? Oh, the Death Riders, because it went from basically AEW Dynamite straight into Collision, and it was like, okay, fair enough, and that's why I was so late on, because I thought to myself, oh, after this morning's fiasco, I thought I got away with it, so I could get on about midday. Then I suddenly realised there was a double taping, and I had to watch Collision as well. To be honest, I've not really got many notes from that. It was all right. Let me have a look. Fletcher and Kyle Fletcher, and who the hell did Kyle Fletcher tag with? That is a very, very good question. One I haven't got the answer to at the minute. But basically, sorry, like I said, I'm totally disorganised as usual. But Kyle Fletcher and mystery tag team partner, whose name escapes me, basically lost to Brodido. And then afterwards, Okada came in and attacked Bandido and hit him with the Rainmaker. There was a bit with Megan Bain. She had a match with someone or other. And what else happened? Oh, the FTR, the thing with FTR and Willow Nightingale. Look, I don't know what's going on with that, but I've got to be honest. I actually fast forwarded the segment because I was just like, I don't need to see that. So, yeah. So my watching of Collision, I'll be completely honest, was not great, but it ended with, so obviously at the start you had the Darby Allin thing where he got smashed in the head. Turns out it was actually in the arena. I thought it was a segment that they'd filmed before somewhere else random. But basically, Darby Allin comes out to the ring, and as the Death Riders have won their match, Claudio hits him, Darby gets up. Yuta hits him, Darby gets up. Daniel Garcia hits him, he gets up. Pat hits him, Darby gets up, and basically he's crawling along to the ring, just like a giant snail, basically. Gets into the ring and then basically beckons Mox to hit him like that, and he puts an AEW flag down like he did for the Mount Everest climb that Darby did a few months ago. But what I found was really interesting was the fact that he basically put, he said to Mox, it's not too late to say I quit, as in, like, he's basically gone through all this way, and it's like, dude, I'm not going to quit. You're going to have to kill me. And then Mox basically hits him with his finisher, and he looked really, really angry the fact that he wasn't able to just kill off Darby Allin. But I think that's going to be the story behind it. I just think that in this I Quit match, I'll get onto that in a minute, but I just reckon that they will end up getting to the stage where it's like a Stone Cold versus Brett, where Darby just will not quit, and he'll eventually just tap out, and it'll kind of makes Darby strong, but it also keeps Mox with a win, kind of thing. So yeah, that was mostly Dynamite and a bit of Collision. Like I said, sorry about my Collision coverage. It wasn't spectacular, to be honest. So before I get on to Wrestledream, if I can find my notes, there we go. I will just have a look at the comments because I have two young men, great friends of the show. AR, big up Geek Boy Matter. Yeah, cheers AR, thank you very much. Right then, Liverpool versus Man United lineup and predictions. Right. To avoid depressing people, I will just say, based on Liverpool's current form, I would rather not give my prediction for this match, is the politest thing I could say, because the phrase "I've got a bad feeling about this," i.e. Star Wars, doesn't even cover it. But this is just me. I'm usually nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs, as Stone Cold once said, whenever Liverpool play Man United. So it might just be me being ultimately paranoid. Look, if you look at the lineup, and sorry to people watching on the podcast, like I've said this before, but obviously I end up talking about other stuff on a wrestling podcast and the other way around, blah, blah, blah. But if you look at the lineups, to be honest, they are, and probably Johnny will jump in as well. I mean, if this was a fight, it's a mismatch. I mean, this shouldn't even, this is the thing I'm slightly worried about. This really shouldn't even be a conversation, because I went through the squad list the other day. I don't know what you boys think, but basically, I went through Liverpool's first team versus Man United's first team, and this isn't me like taking the mick or anything along those lines. And it's not me trying to get one over Man United. It's just my genuine opinion. There is not a single person in Man United's first team squad that I would have in Liverpool's first team. Right. So what I did was I actually wrote down our second string team. And I came up with something on the lines of, say if this is if everyone's fit, obviously, so if Ali's fit, Mamadashvili, arguably Conor Bradley, Joe Gomez, Giovanni Leone, obviously again if he was fit, Andy Robbo, and then backing up, obviously, this is obviously if we could fit Verts into the first team and all them boys, but you could have a midfield of Curtis Jones, Wataru Endo, and let's say Trey Leone, because I don't think he'll be in it this year, but I definitely reckon he's going to be, that lad is going to be a superstar. You heard it here first. And then let's say if you've got a combination of Verts, Ekatike, Salah and Isak, or whatever combination. So obviously you could either leave Sobo out or you leave Ekatike out, depending on where Wirtz plays. You would still be left with Cody Gakpo, Federico Chiesa, and Rio Ingomara. And there is a point to this, which I'll get into in a minute. If you look at Man United's squad from that lineup that I took, and this isn't the first team, this is the second string team. How many Man United players would actually realistically go in that second string team? And the only ones that I came up with, and to be fair to Man United, which I struggle to do, obviously, I would probably swap Lissandro Martinez for Leone, purely for the fact that we've only seen him play, 70 minutes before he had that injury. The fullbacks I wouldn't swap at all. I mean, Man United's goalkeepers are terrible. I mean, I can't comment on this Lemons guy, whatever his name is, but I wouldn't swap any of our goalkeepers for theirs, and I am including Freddie Woodman, and that's about as rude as I could possibly get. Midfield, I actually don't mind Kobbie Mainoo, and I don't understand what on earth Amorim is watching or what the man is doing in training, because if he thinks Kobbie Mainoo isn't good enough to get in his first team 11, then he doesn't deserve the job. I mean, honestly, I've never heard anything like it. It's just like, oh, well, Mainoo can't play with this person. You can't have him, Fernandez and Mason Mount and whoever else in the same team, can you? Well, it's like, well, of course you can do. You just put, I don't know, you just put bloody, well, use your imagination. You put Mainoo as a DM or something like that. You have Mason Mount one side, and then you have, I don't know, Fernandez on the other if you're going to play a midfield three, I guess. And then obviously you have Sesko, Mbeumo, and Cunha. Which, if you look as a six, actually, to be fair to Man United, that as a six is I mean, it's not great, but it's a more than comfortable top 8 to maybe a push top 6 front 6. So why on earth he's playing? I mean, I'm hoping to God he plays Casemiro, because if he plays Casemiro against Liverpool's main three, i.e. Gravenberch, McAllister, Sobo, or Wirtz, whoever's going to play, they will get annihilated. I mean, if Liverpool lose the midfield battle against the likes of Casemiro, and to be honest, I don't even know who the other Man United midfielders are, to be quite honest. I mean, if Liverpool lose that battle, I mean, defensively, obviously, we're not great. Strike, forward play, we have been struggling, obviously, the last few matches. But, I mean, long story short, AR, and Johnny as well, whoever is watching, this should not even be a contest, because if you go into the midfield, the only midfielders that I would personally swap, I would put Mainoo and Fernandez in a combined second string team. I wouldn't put Mason Mount above any of our midfielders, and I've got to be honest, I'd actually include Trainioni in that, which I know is a bit harsh, and I know Mount's been injured, and I do think he's a good player, but I just think, I mean, I don't even know how old Mount is. I mean, he's not old, obviously, but he's still got time, but I think his time may have passed. And then, like I said, Chiesa, Ingomara, and Gakpo versus Sesko and Mbeumo and Cunha. I would put Mbeumo and Cunha in. Fair enough. I'd keep Gakas in. The only reason I'm not including Chiesa is because he's never fit. And the only reason I'm not including Ingomara is because we haven't had enough of sample size, i.e. he's only played literally about 200 minutes of football for Liverpool Football Club. And this might be slightly controversial, but this Sesko guy, obviously you lads will know better than me, because I haven't seen him, to be fair. Am I missing something? Like, I know he scored the other day, but like, I don't see. I mean, I'm going to look like an idiot. Like on Saturday, Sunday, you can guarantee that the winning goal is going to come from Benjamin Sesko. Now I've just said that, but even if he scored 5 goals against us at Anfield, I'm not really sure what I'm meant to be seeing. So, long story short, AR. If you look at our second string team, I mean, how many Man United players did they put in that? What, 5? So you're talking, if you actually go through it in terms of a 20-man squad. So first team adds in 9 substitutes. Man United, if it was a combined squad, would have, what, 3 to 4 players in our squad? So it shouldn't be a thing. It really shouldn't. But like I said, I never get overconfident with Liverpool versus Man United because I've been burnt far too many times in my life. So I'm going to stick with my rubbish prediction because I just have a very bad feeling about this match. In terms of the lineup, sorry, Wrestle fans, I will get onto Wrestledream in a minute. Spare me a second. Obviously, Mamadashvili, Frimpong. I wouldn't play Kirkes myself. I would play Robbo, but I think the manager will play Kirkes. Um, I personally would have Joe Gomez because I don't know what on earth is going on with Ibu Konate. But I mean, people are having a go at Salah and Kirkes, but I'm sorry, but for my money, the worst Liverpool player of the season by a mile has been Ibrahima Konate, and I won't have an argument against that. Obviously, you guys are entitled to your opinion, but I think he's been nothing short of atrocious. I mean, I think Kirkes has been pretty diabolical as well. The one thing I'll give Kirkes is he's very, very raw, and obviously he's had a bit of a bad time with it. But I'll give him one thing: he does keep going, he does keep trying. Whereas Ibu, I wouldn't say he's not trying, but I don't know. There's just something up with him. So personally, I would have Gomez, but the manager will obviously pick Ibu. Midfield, I'd go tried and tested. I'd go Gravenberch, McAllister, and Dominic Szoboszlai for me personally. And then this is a bit controversial. And it's just for the fact that so we've got bench options. I would go with Alexander Isak, Mo Salah, and I'd actually have Florian Wirtz just playing behind those two. Now, how they would work that, I don't know. But the reason I'm leaving Ekatike out is I think we need someone to scare the Manx to death, basically, at the end. So if it's not working out for Salah or Isak, I would literally go, all right then, those two boys haven't worked. Here's Alexander Isak, Federico Chiesa, and I don't know, if we're really desperate at the end, Rio Ingamoa. So that's the way I would work it personally, but I'm happy to be talked off that particular ledge. Let me have a look. Smash the likes and subscribes, I hope so. I'm doing pretty well at the minute, mate, to be honest. I've had a boatload of yeah, actually, shout out to subscribers and everything. I've literally had like I want to say it's 40 to 50 in the last week or something like that. So people seem to like it, even though I'm a big fat guy who's just doing a random live stream on his phone. But there you go. Yeah, also shout out to the Ghana crew as well while I'm thinking about it. I'll get onto that in a minute, but obviously you guys will probably know that I've done some new playlists and stuff. But yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute. But big up the, in fact, big up Ghana. World Cup champions, you heard it here for no, not really. Let's have a look. Johnny, keep boy, hi mate. Yeah, Liverpool injury update. Right, let me think. I think Konate, obviously Arna's doing his presser tomorrow, but I want to say Konate's 50-50 from what I've heard. I think they did some sort of deal with France and they let him go off after the first match. I don't even, because I don't watch international football, but other than Ghana, I think international football is wretched. I haven't watched a single game. I don't know what any of our players have done. I've got no idea. So I think he's 50-50. Jaden Dans, I feel so sorry for the guy. He's just gone out injured. Again, I don't know what it is, but I think he's kind of got that thing that Curtis Jones had a few years ago. You know, when he was having his growing pains and stuff, I think he's just hit that at the minute. I feel so sorry for him because, like I said, when I saw him against Southampton live, I was just like, this kid is brilliant. He looks so good. I just feel so sorry for him. But apparently he's out till January or February, which is a bit of a bugger, obviously, because we've got AFCON coming up. And I'm not saying Jaden would have replaced Salah, obviously, it goes without saying, but at least it would have been another option to cover it, kind of things. I feel really sorry for Jaden. So he's out. I think there's a question about Endo. You guys might know better than me, but I think Japan sent him home. Is that right? I think. Obviously, I know McAllister had that amazing game the other day when I think, did he score 2 goals and assist 3 or something like that? I don't know what it was, but I know it's not an injury. If you were going to have Wirtz in the midfield 3 instead of the front 3, I would be thinking about not starting McAllister in that case, because whenever he comes home after an international break, he is completely booked. If you smell what the Rock is cooking. Shout out to the wrestling reference. But yeah, I think that's it. I think Chiesa's fit now after that strain that he got against just before Gala. Unless I'm missing someone really obvious, I don't know if there's another injury, to be honest. But I think that's about it, mate. To be honest, would you include? Would you include me, Harry Maguire? Would I include Harry Maguire? I'll tell you what, to be honest, Harry, at the minute, given our defence this season, I'd probably play you in the first team, let alone not include you. Out of all the defenders, Van Dijk, Canate, Martinez / Gomez. I'm really sorry I don't rate Delit. I've got to be honest at all. I'm one of the few people that just think again, it's kind of like the thing that I said earlier for one of the players that I was talking about. I don't really see what I'm meant to be looking at. I suppose Maguire would probably end up about 5th on that list, maybe 4th at a push, obviously because he was the England captain. And actually, to be fair, from what I understand, he's not done too horrendously badly, but I don't know. Let's have a look. Scobozo. Scobozo. Like Sobo. I terrify you. Oh, cheers, mate. Thanks. Nice one. Well, I'm a big horror movie fan, so yeah. Nice one, dude. Glad to terrify you. Warman, so cute. Oh, cheers. Thank you. Swig of water, by the way. Anyway, guys, for the people who were here for wrestling after that 10-minute tangent, I do apologise. If you are listening on YouTube, sounds that went on probably between 22 and 31. So if you want to avoid that, just go over those things. Right. So in terms of, I'm just getting my list again because I've managed to lose it. Where has it gone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, right. Okay, cool. So the Wrestledream portion now. So I'm not going to go through the pre-matches because for some reason they put Eddie Kingston on, like on the pre-show, which I'm fuming about, to be honest. It was just because I've really been looking forward to Eddie getting back. I know obviously AEW got so much talent on the books, but I'm gutted that Eddie's not in. I think FTR are having a random match against Kyle O'Reilly and Roddy, possibly. So the pre-show will all be on YouTube, I would have thought so, but I'll just concentrate on the main ones. So basically we have, let me have a look. We've got the Young Bucks versus the Jurassic Express. I'm just because of the fact that they've just come back together, I'm going to go with Jurassic to win that one, because if you look at the rules of opposition, which you usually do on wrestling, basically the Bucks have got the last word on the last 2 Dynamites, I think, and possibly one Collision, so they are definitely going over. In my opinion, it'll just continue the Bucks storyline of just being a bit crap, like having no money, no music, and they can't even buy a win to save their lives. So I'm going to go for Jurassic on that one. Carl Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. I'm assuming is going to be for the TNT Championship. Yeah, Carl Fletcher. There is no way that Mark Briscoe is going to go over. My one thought about this match is, because obviously Briscoe's like another Darby Allin, he's not going to quit. I'm just wondering whether MJF comes back possibly and costs him the title. Potentially, I don't know, because obviously MJF's not been here for since I can't remember what the last pay-per-view was now. Whatever the last pay-per-view, All Out. I think he's been gone for about 4 or 5 weeks now. This is the other thing as well with AEW. They're putting on some really good matches at the minute, but it's so obvious they're missing Swerve, Will Ospreay, and MJF. I mean, arguably they're their 3 top guys. I mean, arguably you could say those are 3 of the best 10 wrestlers in the world. So, yeah, sod it, why not? I'm going to go with MJF to cause a distraction and basically beat the living crap out of Mark Briscoe. That's my prediction. Brodita versus Okada and Takeshita. Brodita go over. purely for the fact that I think there'll be a miscommunication between Okada and Takeshita. And that's what will start the feud, because I think if you look at the amount of people in the Don Callis family, look, I like my big factions, but it's getting to the point where it's a bit ridiculous now. I mean, I think Don's up to 11. Is it 10 or 11 now? I've got absolutely no idea, but they're all very sort of different, and it's not like an NWO, obviously, that they haven't got a shirt that they all wear. And I'm one of these. I kind of like, if you're gonna have a faction, I want like an insignia kind of thing to get behind. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Brody to go over, and I reckon Takeshita and Okada get into it, and then on Dynamite they kick Takeshita out, and then he becomes a face. Um, Maybe joins the conglomeration or something. I don't know, but I reckon this will be the start of Takeshita's push for me. So yeah, I'll go with that. We have my girl Tekla versus Jamie Hayter. Like I said, awesome promo from Tekla. Shout out to her. I really, really want Tekla to win this match because I love Tekla. Like I said, she is legitimately, she's one of my top 5 wrestlers in the world at present. I absolutely love her. I love her work, and I think she's absolutely bloody fantastic. However, I'm going to go for Jamie Hayter because they seem to want to push Jamie. I wouldn't say I'm not a fan, but again, she's a very good wrestler, don't get me wrong, but it's one of those again where I'm like, I'm not really sure what I'm meant to be watching, kind of thing. No disrespect to her, she hasn't done anything for me that's kind of made me go wow. Obviously she's a very, very talented wrestler, but yeah, I'll go with Jamie Hayter. But yeah, I'd be gutted actually because I really want Tekla to win. We have the Demand versus Hurt Syndicate. I mean, like I said, it's been done stuff a little bit now, and I think this should be the last. The tornado tag is definitely the last thing that they should have now because it's been going on far too long. I'll go with the Hurt Syndicate, to be honest, and let's say MVP gets the pin. The only other thing I can think of is obviously Tony does like his factions. Maybe the Demand go over and they recruit a new person, possibly. I don't know. I mean, who that would be, I've got no idea. But that's another thing with AEW at the minute, because you've got the conglomeration, you've got the Don Callis family, you've got the Death Riders, you've got the Demand. I want to say there's another faction. I forget. I mean, obviously the Spiders of Death or whatever they're called. I forget Tekla's faction. Obviously, that's an all girls faction, which is fair enough. But you've got like 4 or 5 male factions. I think really they could do with just knocking it down to like 2 or 3 at the absolute most for me. But anyway, I'll do the. God Almighty, my handwriting's terrible, isn't it? How many have I gone through now? Let me have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm missing some. Right. While I'm thinking about it, I'll just go with Samoa Joe versus Hangman. Look, there isn't a preview here. Hangman goes over. I'm a big Samoa Joe guy. I've seen Samoa Joe at least 3 or 4 times in Manchester in TNA, and he's awesome. Such a lovely, lovely man as well. And for my money, one of the best professional wrestlers in the last 25 years. In fact, I'm so high on Joe, he would be in my top 20 wrestlers since the 2000s. Easily, possibly even top 10. I'd love to see him get another run with the belt, but obviously they're just they need opponents to Hangman to make him look strong. So obviously he's gone through Fletcher, who had that ridiculous match against I forget who the brother's name was the other day. And he had the match against Carl Fletcher. And I'm a bit concerned about Hangman because he really needs a big feud now after this. So I'm hoping for an Osprey or a Strickland or an MJF, and he needs a run of victories over people like that because I'm not saying he's beating no, but Samoa Joe's one of the best wrestlers in the world. That'd be a good feather in his cap, but I would think about putting him with one of those lads very, very quickly. So yeah, Hangman for me goes over. And I think it's finally right. I've done the Demand. I've done the Bucks. Done Fletcher and Briscoe. Done Tekla. Done Brodido. Got it. Statlander against Tony Storm. Before I do that, Maradona, obviously. um, I'm a Ghanaian Johnny, so I know I'm lying to myself, but I'm saying Torres. Mo Salah or Ronaldo or Messi. I'd have to say Messi because he's the best player I've ever seen play football, and because I love God so much, Robbie Fowler. Um, I know it should probably be in Rush, but I love Robbie Fowler, and he was one of my favourite players as a kid growing up. So yeah, Robbie Fowler for me. Where was I? Statlander versus Storm. I'm going to go with Statlander to retain, and I've got this awful feeling that they might turn Tony Storm heel, because she's gone a little bit like away from classy, elegant Tony Storm to like weird Sting, Joker, TNA, Tony Storm kind of thing, who was sort of a heel slash a baby. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Statlander to go over because I mean, I just think to myself, well, what was the point if you're just gonna switch the belts back? Then um, what is the point basically? So yeah, I'll go with Tony Storm to win that, and just to end basically, Darby Allin versus Mox. Like I said at the start, I kind of already previewed this, but I'm going to go with Mox to win, but basically to the point where he's just failed to do anything to Darby Allin, to the point where the referee has to issue a stoppage, and Mox, he kind of wins, but also kind of looks like a bit of an idiot, to be honest, because he just couldn't get him to tap. Yeah, so that's what I'm going for. Like I said, guys, I should be covering Wrestledream, I think, but I'm not totally sure what Saturday currently entails because obviously I'll be doing the Saturday night SmackDown show as well. That I think I've got I potentially got something else on Saturday with some people at an event which I'll tell you about in a minute. So I'm not sure. Basically, is what I'm getting at. So, yeah, yeah. Suarez all day for me, but I get you. Yeah, no, Johnny. To be fair, I know it has to be Luis Suarez. I am just being a bit silly. I mean, to be fair, I mean there are a lot of people that prefer Torres over Suarez. Though, to be so fair play, it kills me, but I'd have to say Luis Suarez as a genuine answer because, quick story, I saw him. Funnily enough, I saw Luis Suarez play at the Ajax Arena. You're talking, this was 2011. I went over to Amsterdam with a boatload of lads. I think it was a stag do or something. And we managed to get tickets for Ajax. And I didn't know who Suarez was at the time. And I saw this fella, and he was absolutely brilliant. By the way, as well, playing for Groningen, or at least on the bench that day, was a 17-year-old Virgil van Dijk. The mysteries of life, eh? But yeah, Suarez was absolutely tremendous in that match. I want to say, it was Groningen, I think. Cut to literally, so you're talking that was 2009, I think I went there. So cut to 2010, and Luis Suarez does his handball. I go mental as a Ghanaian, and I was just like, I think I've probably told this story before. I was like, I hate this bloke and this, that, and the other, and what I could do to that man. And then basically cut to, I want to say 6 months later, me and the lads were all sat in the boozer at the Royal, I think it was in Leeds, and we're all sat there drinking away. We'd gone out. We'd all decided to meet for the end of transfer deadline day and just sit there from. I mean, it was a weekday as well. This is how chaotic my life used to be. But we all basically had. We all took the day off to watch transfer deadline day and go to the boozer. So we started at 2:00 and basically stayed in there till 12. I mean, it got very messy. Anyway, so we sat there drinking away. I think there was a match on at the time. And so I go and get around. I come back, and all the lads are sat there laughing at me. I was like, what's going on? And they're all still smirking. This goes on for 2 minutes. I was like, right, lads, seriously, what is going on? And they're literally like, I do a very bad Yorkshire accent. One of the mates was saying, look at the screen, lad. And so they're all like laughing away. And I was like, so I have a look at the screen, and it's got a yellow bar, and it says Luis Suarez completes transfer to Liverpool. And literally, I mean, my face turned that colour, and all the lads were sat there laughing because obviously they knew what had happened with Gardner and everything. It was like they were like, "Good luck cheering him, lad." And yeah, I was not pleased to say the least. But I've also seen Luis Suarez play for Liverpool, and that was against Wigan in. want to say it was about 4 or 5 months later, and it's the best individual performance live that I've ever seen from a footballer, hands down. He was sensational. Ran the game. It was actually a 1-1 draw in the end, but I've never seen a player at a live football match play that well. It was superb. So it's a bit of a weird thing for me, obviously. But yeah, that's my story about Luis Suarez anyway. So yeah, let me have a look. I need to keep boys Liverpool Street. It's been 2 years. Yeah, I know, mate. I know it's been hard about football, and I'm glad of the break though, mate. To be honest, because I mean, I was not hugely impressed with what was going on with Liverpool at the time. But Liverpool streams, right? I was just going to get onto that, to be honest. Right, guys. I know this is very, very childish of me, extremely childish. There will be a Liverpool reaction live stream to the Reds. You probably know where this is going. If it is a win or a draw, I am not going on YouTube if we lose to Man United, because I as you guys know, I'm trying to hopefully become a YouTuber one day. Potentially, we'll see. I don't know. And I'm not sure whether my application would be approved if I was to start throwing TVs and laptops at walls and swearing outside my house and lobbing cans at a TV screen, basically. So, which is probably what I'll do if we lose to Man United. No, I used to be like that, but like I said, I am. My missus will tell you she leaves me alone if we lose to Man United. Obviously, she's got used to it over the years, but I am not good if we lose to Man United. I can't explain why. It's probably the childhood trauma. Even though we're better, even if Man United win, basically it means nothing because we'll still finish above them and we are superior in every single way to them, and that'll be their trophy for the year. But I will still take it hugely offensively. So yes, to answer Johnny's question, there will be absolutely no Liverpool live stream if we lose. In terms of red stuff that's coming up, I'm doing live reaction to Eintracht Frankfurt, so that'll be about 10:30 on Wednesday. I'm gonna try and do a preview, but like I said, I've got this whole new lifestyle slash sort of new job, but also not new job, and loads of things going on. So I should be able to, I might be able to do like a live stream of the preview of Eintracht Frankfurt, but I'd say out of all of them, that's probably the one that's going to be the most difficult. So there might not be one for that. There will definitely be one for Brentford, which is 8 o'clock on Saturday. However, that also means that won't be a live SmackDown review, unless I do a combined Liverpool and SmackDown review, which is just going to confuse people. But I might just do a Liverpool review and then just jump off and come straight back on and do the SmackDown one, actually, to be honest. That's not a bad idea. But yeah, no, it'll probably be the Liverpool one. After that, I will be doing back doing the Liverpool podcasts. And then there will be, what's our next fixture? The live reaction to Crystal Palace. Like I said to subscribers as well, there is an outside chance, I cannot guarantee this by any stretch of the imagination, because it's going to require a lot of last minute stuff. There's an outside chance I could be at Anfield for the Crystal Palace game. I would say it's very, very unlikely, because basically I need 4 tickets to still be available 2 days before, because that's there, get paid, but that's on the 27th and the match is on the 29th. If there are any tickets left for around, because it's hospitality as well, if there's anything for around 80 to 100, which I think there are at the minute, which I'm gutted about, I will try and get down. If not, it will probably be Carabag in January, which I'm more or less 80% I'm going to. So yeah, that's all Liverpool stuff that's coming up. Anyway, back to wrestling. So like I said, guys, wrestling wise, I'll be, let me have a look at the things. Next time I'm going to be on, what day are we on? Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. I will be doing Saturday. So I'm going to be on at Leeds Kirkgate Market for the Horror Crew, because they're having a Gothica alternative market. Subscribers will probably know what I'm on about, but basically it's like a horror themed thing with loads of goth rock stuff and horror posters and like alien trinkets and all weird stuff like that I enjoy, basically. So I'm going to do a live stream from that, depending on how quickly I can get my son dressed and out of the house and stop him moaning, and bribe him with McDonald's. Shout out to the parents out there. It should be about 11 o'clock in the morning. The late night SmackDown review show will be on Saturday at 11 o'clock. So that's Saturday. If I do Dynamite, if I do what's it called, Wrestledream, that'll be about 3 o'clock in the morning UK time, I guess. Next day, obviously, will be the Liverpool live reaction. Please God, because that will mean that we haven't lost to Man United. And then Monday Night Raw, like I said, from now on, is reaction to that is going to be on Tuesday at 10:30. Because of the new circumstances, I will not be able to do it first thing in the morning, sadly, anymore, unless it's like a holiday or I've got a day off. If I've got a day off, then I will stay up and do it live, but I cannot, under any circumstances, do it now, which I'm a bit gutted about, but hopefully, let me put it this way, my plan for next year, hopefully that won't be a situation that goes past the end of the football season, but I can't say any more than that at the minute. And then it'll be the Eintracht Frankfurt match a week on Wednesday, and then Dynamite will be. Hi Patrick, yes I do remember you. How you doing, mate? You're all right. The Dynamite reaction show also will now be at Thursday on 10:30 at night, again due to work commitments and so on and so forth. And just while I'm remembering, the SmackDown show next week, if I do it, will have to be on the Sunday, or I'll have to find some way of doing it in the middle of the afternoon, because Liverpool go to Brentford 8 o'clock, so that'll be my live stream for Saturday night. So that's everything that's coming up in the next week. Just to say, obviously, as you guys know, I went to Birmingham the other day. Shout out to the West Midlands. I got a boatload of content, and I do mean an absolute something ton of content. So there's lots of cool stuff coming up, especially in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And over the course of the next few months, so just keep an eye out. But obviously, I'll let you guys know notifications. Yes, you do, Patrick. Yes, you said that the other day, dude, didn't you? What was I going to say? Oh yeah, just quickly, guys, as well. Obviously you guys may have seen this on the channel, because going on the channel and seeing all the videos and stuff. There are 2 new playlists involving this country and those guys. So obviously, as most of you guys will know, my country, Ghana, qualified for the World Cup the other day. Shout out to Mo Kudus, legend, and Mr. Semenyo. By the way, the Semenyo thing needs to happen. He needs to join Liverpool Football Club. I will be livid if he goes to Manchester United next summer. So, Mr. John Henry, please get your wallet out. I know you spent a boatload, but please buy Anton Semenyo next summer and sell Florian Wirtz. I'm only joking. So what the hell was I talking about? I have got no. Oh yes, Ghana. So Ghana qualified for the World Cup the other day, and obviously I put a thing out and a vlog. Just shout out to all the Ghanaians and everyone else for the love and support. I think it's had something insane, like about 40 hours worth of watch time or something. It was just me talking about me supporting Ghana. So just thank you to everyone. I know it's a bit random for this stream, but it means a lot, because obviously my dad was Ghanaian and he passed many, many years ago. So I kind of lost that bit of myself and that link to Ghana. And the reason why the Black Stars are so important to me is it's kind of a link to my old fella. So it's super, super important to me. Anyway, I suddenly realised the other day that I was like, hang on, I've on my channel, I've got something like 15 bits of Ghana matches and vlogs and this, that, and the other. I was like, what the hell haven't I got a playlist? So long story short, there's now 2 lists for playlists for Ghana. That's what I was getting at. So there's Geek Boy and Ghana. So that's like my experiences growing up as a kid, when I've seen the Black Stars play in England, funny stories that happened to me in Ghana, anything to do with Ghana, basically. If you're a football fan as well, if you remember Tony Yeboah, keep an eye in January, because there will be a Tony Yeboah type thing in January as well. And the other one is Geek Boy, a Ghana story, and again that's more sort of sensible Leon, like just talking about my experiences being half Ghanaian, half British, and like good things, bad things, funny stories, and this, that, and the other. So, like I said, it's open to everyone. It's not just a Ghana thing. If any of you guys want to check it out, you're more than welcome to do so. Also, as well, Johnny might be interested in this. So, it's it's not a watch along as such, but I am super excited, obviously, about the World Cup draw. And what I'm going to do, it's on December the 5th, so this is in what, 6 weeks' time. I'm going to be leaving work super fast that day because I think the draw's at 5 o'clock. I think I can finish at 3:30, so I should be back. Anyway, I'm going to try and do a live watch along for the World Cup draw, if you see what I mean. So I'm actually, it's not here at the minute, it's kind of behind me, but there's a, I'm trying to make a wall planner with, I don't know if any people remember, but if you remember like those football things in Shoot and Match and soccer magazines back in the day, they used to have like these league ladders where you could put like the positions of the teams and World Cup plans and stuff. So I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to try and do that with like this random planner that I've made. So yeah, basically, long story short, I'll be covering the World Cup draw. So yeah, that'll be on December the 6th, December the 5th even. And I look forward to getting Ghana getting England, which will make my life very awkward for a period of a few months. But yeah, yeah, no. So all that good stuff's coming up. Yeah, that's a bit it, folks. Basically, so like I said, AEW wise for the wrestling fans who did tune in for wrestling, I should be covering, but just bear with me because I don't know if I can at the minute. If I can, I will do. If not, I'll do something the next day or something like that on those lines. But the next time I'll be on live will be Gothica at Leeds Kirkgate Market. So that's 11 o'clock in the morning, hopefully, if you guys want to tune in. And if not, I'll be on for the late WWE SmackDown reaction show, which I should really rename something else, basically. So yeah, cool. Yeah, nice one, guys. Right, I'm gonna head off because I have a million other things to do. Oh, also Toy Shorts Fridays tomorrow. So there's 5 or 6 really cool toy shorts. And there's a mini vlog of Forbidden Planet for the collectible people as well, which I took in Sheffield the other day. It's about 3 or 4 minutes. So, but yeah, it was when I went to Sheffield for the Comic Con. So that'll be available tomorrow as well. So yeah, cool. Nice one, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you guys on Saturday morning. Right, take care, guys. Bye bye.